2-0 victory tonight over Temple, and you outshot the Owls 25-3. Did your team's performance look as dominant to you as it looked on the stat sheet?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like we played pretty well, and we had the ball a lot, and we created chances, and we were pretty good, throughout the game, except for maybe a 1 or 2 minute spell there at the end of the first half. But we were pretty dominant throughout the game.
You made 3 changes in your starting lineup today, including Winnie Bellata up front. Are you surprised that you got this kind of performance out of your team, considering you had some new faces in there?
The concern coming in was, don't forget, we're missing Jewel, and we're missing Leah, and missing now Winnie, and missing Jasmine. And so the concern coming in was, where are the goals going to come from, right? And, fortunately, Alina got one, and Brigida got one, the 2 that we played in that position up front. So that was nice to have.
It's easy to talk about goals, but talking to you before the game, you mentioned a couple of Temple's players, Gutowski and Kavanaugh, who are pretty gifted, and neither had a shot, I don't think, neither threatened. What did you think overall of your defensive performance, and was it maybe your best defensive performance of the year?
Well, I think it was, in that we had the ball a lot. So, it's a lot easier to defend when you have the ball a lot. So we didn't have to defend as much. We didn't have to defend as many times. And, especially, I think it's Gutowski who plays over on the left. She was matched up with Elizabeth, and Elizabeth hard to beat, and so we like any matchup that Elizabeth's in, we like. And so we feel like we can neutralize teams that, that are going to try to beat us on the wings, because Elizabeth, Abby, both of them are physical and fast and that kind of thing. I thought the back four, they were pretty good.
When you talk about all the people that you've been missing because of injuries, you got goals tonight from Alina Khan and Brigida Poulins for both the first goals of their careers. Yeah. Does that give your team a little extra boost, not just to get the goal, but to see those players get there first?
Yeah, did you see the reaction?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Brigida got gang tackled.
Yes. I mean, everybody's really happy for him, and it does give us a boost because, again, we need more people to step up, and, we don't know. Winnie and Jasmine may play the next game, they may not. We don't know. So in case we do miss them at some point, again, it's nice to know you have people that can contribute.
You've talked all year about where our goal's going to come from, and on Brigida's goal, Lindsay Whitmore could have shot but didn't, send it back into the middle. Sammy Nieva stepped over it.
Yeah.
Was that unselfishness there early in the year?
Yeah, well, I don't think we just weren't as fluid. We weren't as smooth in attack, and also we didn't have Sammy, early in the year as well, and Sammy's made a big difference for us. But that, it was really good to see how unselfish they were.
With just under 4 minutes left tonight, Courtney Tabasco came off the field for the first time all year.
Yeah.
Was there any temptation to leave her in and try to let her go the whole season without missing a minute?
That wasn't. I didn't even know that, honestly. There was a temptation to keep her on because she just does so much, and the game was 2-0, it wasn't 6-0, so there was a temptation to keep her on, but I just thought if I can get her a minute or two, it's got to help her at some point.
And then when Mackenzie Rudden went down in the final minute, Courtney looked like she was lobbying to go back in, and you did put her in.
I did put her on. Yeah, and I thought about putting someone else on, maybe someone from the bench, but they weren't warmed up, and so Courtney made the most sense.
Your victory tonight, I guess, didn't actually seal a spot in the postseason, but it certainly got you closer. How much do you and your team talk about points and standings, or do you just talk about the play and let the standings handle themselves?
We haven't talked about it at all, honestly. We haven't talked about the conference tournament. We haven't talked about the NCAA tournament. We just keep talking about trying to win the next game.
Speaking of which, your next game Sunday, Tulsa coming in. What do you want to tighten up or clean up after a pretty dominant performance? What would you like to see done on Sunday to get another good result?
Well, Tulsa's got some explosive front players that we're going to have to deal with. But again, I like our guys in the back, and we're going to have to find goals. We're going to have to find goals. So it'll be a hard game. It'll be a tough game. We have traditionally had good games with them. Difficult games with them, and I'm sure it'll be another one.